All right, Jets fans, the Jets are on the board. So we thought that the trades would start happening either Monday or Tuesday, and that once we got into Wednesday, that was going to be it until next week. But today, Wednesday, October the 29th, 2025, we learned the Jets strike a trade with the team where our old general manager now works, Joe Douglas. Good guy. We love Joe. He didn't do a great job, but we love him anyway. Good guy. He tried. Uh, but anyway, we strike a deal with the Philadelphia Eagles, and we swap Michael Carter II with John Metchie. Now, why would we do this? John Metchie's a wide receiver. We need wide receiver very badly. Michael Carter had lost his job to Jarvis Brown-Lee. His play had gone down after back injury. Never got back to the levels he was before that injury, unfortunately. This saves us some money on the cap, not a ton of money, but it also allows us, and then we got a swap pick for 27, so we moved a seventh for a sixth. All these swap picks, that's the thing of du jour, that these GMs love these swap picks. But anyway, so we improve our draft capital a little bit for the 27 draft. That's good. Save a little bit of money on the cap. That's good. But more importantly, I think this is a way to get a look at John Metchie. Now, John Metchie was a second-round pick. He was injured coming into the draft. He went to Alabama, you remember. And he was highly regarded, well regarded. But he had an injury coming into the draft, and then never really, and it was a pretty serious injury, but he got back to playing and never really manifested the potential that he does have. And then he got traded to Philadelphia, and he sat behind A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Jahan Dotson as wide receiver 4 on that team. So he doesn't have much stats for this year at all. But as you know, the Eagles are a run-first team, and they have those three guys, two of which are monsters to catch passes, and then not to mention Dallas Goedert as well. So he never really got a chance. So what does this mean for us? Well, we get a chance to look at a wide receiver that we couldn't look at before because he was on another team. We could look at his tape. But now he gets to come in here and prove he deserves a contract with us. And if he does, now we have some different information. Dick Chimney of ESPN is saying that he's an unrestricted free agent. I contest that based on what I'm seeing on Spotrac. Spotrac says he's an RFA, a restricted free agent. So I don't know what's right, Dick Chimney or Spotrac. If it's Spotrac, it's even better for us because then we have a decision to make. It's a club decision. It doesn't matter what he wants. And if we have that, if we like him and we want him back as a restricted free agent, there's just an amount, whatever the amount is. It's a relatively small amount, and we can retain him for that small amount, as opposed to him being able to test the market. So if we want him back, now hopefully he is an RFA. That's better for us. And hopefully he makes a good impression the rest of the year, and we want him back as an RFA. Now, even if he is an RFA, and if he doesn't leave a good impression, doesn't do well with us, well, then we don't have to sign him as an RFA. We could let him go to market. So, but that's conflicting information. As Chimney, the Dick Chimney says that he's basically a throw-in. I don't think he's a throw-in. I disagree. Just because he says he's in the final year of his contract and will be a UFA. Even if he is a UFA, if he impresses and it looks like he can be a part of our crew next year, we just sign him now. And we say, look, we'll give you fair market value. You don't have much value. I mean, if you look at his stats, he's not going to be some, monster guy on the market. Well, let's take a look. Because, we can say, hey, we'll give you a fair deal. And you're going to have an opportunity here. If you look at it, his career, 2023, 16 catches, 158 yards in 16 games. 2024 was his best year with Houston, 24 catches, 254 yards, 1 touchdown. This year he's only caught 4 passes for 18 yards. So this is not a guy who's going to go to the market, even if he is a UFA, and there's, like I said, conflicting information right now. But even if he is, he's not going to get some monster contract. So if we give him a fair deal, he'd probably take it. Because he looks at our room and he goes, well, I'm the second best one in here. He's going to look at Garrett Wilson and say, what's up, G? And he's going to be like, I'm wide receiver too. And Garrett will probably say, yeah, you're probably. So, you know what I'm saying? So he can make it here. Now he's a 6 feet tall dude, according to Pro Football Reference, 6 feet 195. So he's got decent size, not terrific. He's a decent sized wide receiver. Let's see what he can do. Now, what if he stinks? Well, if he stinks, then we just improved our draft capital, improved our cap situation, and we got a free look at John Metchie. If it doesn't work out, we let him go. No harm, no foul. And, he's going to get playing time here. And if he couldn't get playing time really in Houston with all the receivers they have, he got a little bit over those couple of years he was with them and with C.J. Stroud. And then we went over to the Eagles, and they got Jahan Dotson, and that was it for John Metchie, because they already had A.J. Brown, and they already had Devontae Smith, and they already had Dallas Goedert. So I'm not saying he's going to do well. I'm not saying he's great. I'm saying we get a free look at a second-round pick wide receiver that if he does well here and impresses everybody, then we just sign him, either as a restricted free agent, which we control, or we hit him up before before March, and we give him a 2-year deal that's worth his while to sign. People don't want to sign here. Yeah, but if you give him, a decent deal where he's got an opportunity for playing time, why wouldn't he take it? He's going to like being around Garrett Wilson. He'll probably like being around Justin Fields. He played at Alabama, so he played in the SEC. And then there's, for the Big Ten schools, historically, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State are the ones who are kind of like, on that level, So, he's probably going to be like, what's up, Jay? What's up, G? And get in the room and be like, all right, I got a shot here. And he's probably going to like it. Now, he's got to perform. So, any way you look at it, I like the deal. And the final and more important thing is, we finally see another deal by Muji. And it's smart, okay? Every move that Muji and AG have made since Muji got his staff in place, there were some mistakes made. We understand. But once he got his staff in place, this is his 5th trade, and all the waiver wire pickups, they all made sense, even though those guys haven't really made a big impact, but they made sense, and all of the trades made sense. Jarvis Brownlee, getting rid of Noddy, and picking up some draft capital for that, and acquiring Briggs and Phillips. These are all good trades. Are they franchise-altering trades? No, but we're starting to build up a roster, and Metchie could be a part of that. So this is going to be one of those things every Sunday now, every game. Keep your eye on John Metchie. What can he do? And if we watch him and he's no good, he'll be out of here. And if we watch him, we're like, wow, this kid has got something. Well, then we sign him on for a year or two going forward, and that's one less, roster spot that we have to worry about with regard to the wide receiver room, which was one of the biggest, obviously, problems that we had coming into the year. So I really like it. I think it's super positive, and I think it shows it's a good omen for this front office. This is a smart move. It also makes sense for Philadelphia. They're in a different phase. They're going for the Super Bowl. They needed to add to their defense. They wanted a slot corner. They got one that Joe Douglas liked back in the day. He's going to help them. It makes sense for Michael Carter. Michael Carter's a very good dude. Wish him nothing but the best. He's awesome. We love Michael Carter. Hope he gets a ring, but unfortunately his play just wasn't up to his old standard. But nonetheless, Philadelphia needed somebody, and they're going for the Super Bowl, so they can take on, money. Apparently the reports are he took a sacrifice of some money in one of the years coming up to facilitate the deal, and it makes sense from his point of view. That has nothing to do with the Jets. It has to do with, let me go join a Super Bowl winning team, possibly. I'm going to go chase this ring. I'm going to go reestablish my value, he's thinking, and then make it up in free agency. And meanwhile, the Philadelphia Eagles needed another defensive back player. Okay, there you go. So it makes sense all around, and so I like it from all the angles, actually. You're not going to fleece people all that much in this league. And so if you're able to make smart deals that make sense for both parties, well, then you can get what you need. They can get what they need. And, You know that, and then that means that you probably have a greater ability in the going in the future to make deals with people. You're not just looking to fleece people. You can help them get what they need while you get what you need, and that's usually what a good deal is. All right, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join the inner circle. Why not? You might like it. See ya.